Hello, this video is to go more in depth about lesson plans. This example lesson plan is an example of the beginning level or the beginning expectation of what a Chinese lesson plan week would look like if it is according to the standards. So if you think that this is a little bit overwhelming, I recommend that you look at the lesson plan formatting video. If you think that this looks a little bit too easy, for example, this will not have any centers, and you already know how to use a standard in your lesson plan, I recommend that you view the intermediate or advanced level lesson plans. So let's get started just looking at the basics. Here at the top, you can see the topic for each day. I like to have something focused according to the same goal each day. So Monday would be your grammar and vocabulary. If you teach the grammar and vocabulary point for the week on Monday, that means it can be repeated on Tuesday. It can be repeated on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, again and again. The kids' minds are really fresh and they're ready to learn what they're going to use for the week. This could also be vocabulary from the week before. I just think for learning a foreign language, not language acquisition, this is a really nice way to start. And I think a lot of your curriculum starts this way anyways. Again, this doesn't have to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This could be just day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you make sure that you go through all of the language modalities before moving to new content. What I mean by that is language modalities, meaning listening, speaking, reading, writing. And the content would be your grammar and your vocabulary. It's important that when you're doing language development that you have the opportunity to listen, speak, read, and write with any new words that you have the chance to come across, especially when they're being directly taught. Now, I put them in listening, speaking, reading, and writing because it is in the range of cognitive load. Cognitive load means how difficult something is in order to process. So we know that the oral part of language, so that's the part that you would just speak or listen, is actually more natural to most kids. So we start with listening because it's input. They don't have to produce anything yet. They're just receiving the information and practicing it. Now that they've received it, they can produce it. But they don't have to produce it from writing. They can produce it through speaking. Again, oral language. That will be a lower cognitive load, so it is easier for the kids to do it. Next is reading. The reason I have reading before writing is because reading is still input. They're still gaining things from what's around them. Finally is writing, because writing is more difficult. Again, I have this for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but actually you could organize your unit according to this way as well. So you have your grammar, your input, then you listen to it, you speak it, you read it, you write it. If you're going through content quite quickly, especially at the beginning levels of language, you can go through in the week, but you might want to look at this for your unit plan instead. So let's move on. I do recommend as you're starting out, try to do these things. Actually, before we go on, one more thing about this. So let's look at this day, the listening day. I want to mention that just because the focus is on listening doesn't mean we ignore speaking, ignore reading, and ignore writing. In fact, every day they have the chance to do all of these skills through little things, but the focus is on something different each day. So here we go. For starting out, I recommend doing these every week. Here on the side is your 我可以. So this is something that is going to be used every day. For the beginning level of the lesson plans, I made sure that this 我可以 statement is the same every day. So every day the kids would come in and they know 我可以和朋友们我可以和朋友们问好. I can greet my friends. And every day they know that what they're doing today is greeting their peers. I know I can greet my peers. 我可以 every day. And for the beginning level, it's same every day, same every day, same every day. As you get more comfortable, you can have 2 of these, 3 of these, but really for the beginning, especially because the Chinese standards only have 12 我可以, 12 standards to pull 我可以, just try with 1 for the week and try to do it through these modalities: vocabulary, grammar, listening, speaking, reading, writing. So now I have my 我可以 statement. I can look at that and think, what vocabulary do I need in order to teach them how to say hello to friends? So maybe they need to know 你好, 你好吗? They need to know, so now we already moved to grammar. They need to know 你好, they need to know 你好吗? Now we just introduced that when you put ma at the end of a phrase, it will make it into a question. So there's your grammar. Again, you can use your curriculum, your book, in order to help you think of these things. So there's my I can grade my peers. Here you have some example activities. I'm not going to read through them because they're just an example for you to see different methods that you can do to do grammar, to do listening, speaking. It's not a format to follow every time. The format to follow every time would be having a 我可以. It would be having these top language points, and it would be having the OMA structure. These points here, these things will change every time. This is just an example. Likewise, let me show you what it would look like if you are comfortable with this format and you're ready to move to the next stage, but before intermediate, so just a little bit different. You can take this same format, but you might want to introduce grammar and vocabulary, and you decide, I want them to do a writing project. So you're just going to move it here. Let's say they already learned their vocabulary last time, and now let's have them work on a writing project. So here's their writing project. Here's their writing project. And, oh, sorry, this is from last week, so here's their writing project. And now Thursday, we're ready for the new vocabulary. Or maybe you want to have an assessment here. Assessment, and then new vocabulary. I don't really recommend giving new vocabulary on Friday, but you can if you want. So this is just an example to show you that you can bring these projects on to the next week. This is just the format to follow. And really, until you get comfortable with it, I strongly recommend choose one 我可以 statement, focus on it every day, and focus on it the 5 different ways. You can do repetition, repetition, repetition. Every day review your vocabulary. Every day review your grammar. Every day review your 我可以 statement. And like that, you can work through your standards. All right, good luck. There's a blank OMA beginning level sheet for you to try if you would be interested in it. And please take any of these methods, borrow them, change them. These are just some ideas for you to see what that would look like. Bye-bye.